Hi there, welcome to Unit 7 Learning Target. I can graph and recognize exponential functions. So you see I have three functions or equations written down. Remember, the only difference between these and seeing it as a function is you might see instead like f of x equals 4 times 1/2 to the x. So that's function notation. Okay, so right there, that means function notation. But I want you to recognize that these are all functions, even though they're not all written that way. Okay, so first thing I want you to do is think about these in terms of their table. X and Y. So input, output. Let's go with like -1, 0, 1, and 2. And see what happens on each of these. So if you want, you can pause and try it out yourself. That might be great. -1, 0, 1, and 2 on all of them. And compare what happens in all of these. All right, well, if you didn't pause and you're just moving on, great. That's fine too. So I'm going to do all of these. Y equals 4 times 2 to the -1. You can type this directly into your calculator. Remember, you're going to just use 4 parentheses 2 and then that caret -1. Don't write that. This is only calculator, calc only. Don't write it on your paper, okay? So if you put that on your paper or on your calculator, you'll see the answer that you get. But remember, if you're just trying to think about this using our laws of exponents, that's like 4 times 2 to the -1 moves it to the denominator. 4 times 1/2, or half of 4, is 2. Okay, anything to the 0 is 1, so that's 4 times 1. That's 4. 4 times 2 to the first is just 4 times 2. That's 8. Okay, and then 4 times 2 to the second. 2 to the second is 4. 2 times 2, or 2 times 4 is 16. Okay, I'm going to delete some of this stuff down here, erase some of this. I don't want that right now. But let's think about what this pattern is doing. So this pattern is multiplying by 2 every time, times 2. So this is an exponential pattern. This pattern, so if you notice something special about this pattern is 4 when x is 0. Where did we see that? Oh, right there. Okay, but this pattern multiplies by 2 and is 4. Is 4 when x equals 0. Okay. Let's compare that to the next function, okay? And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I want you to write, here's what I will want you to do for class. I want you to write the same facts after we go through this one, and then the same thing for the third one. I'm going to start you on this, but 4 times 1/2 to the -1. Well, that's like 4 times 2. That's 8. Okay, 4 times 1/2 to the 0. That's just 4 times 1. That's 4. Next one, 4 times 1/2 to the first. Well, what's half of 4? to 4 times a half to the second. Again, you can plug that into your calculator, and I'll show you how to in class. But that's going to be 4 times a fourth. That's 1. What is this pattern doing? What do you see it's doing every single time? Can you put that in words? This is also exponential. Sorry, that got messy. Exponential. What do you see the pattern is doing? What's important information about this pattern? Okay, same thing over here on the third one. So if I take 2 times -1 plus 4, well, that's -2 plus 4, that's 2. 2 times 0, 0, plus 4 is 4. 2 times 1 plus 4, that's 2 plus 4 is 6. And 2 times 2 plus 4. That's 4 plus 4, that's 8. Okay, what is this pattern doing? How is it changing? By the way, if you don't remember, this is a linear pattern. How does that differ? What is the pattern doing? What's some important information? Okay, thinking about how these look on a graph. Okay, so I want to see you fill in the couple of bubbles here, couple here, and then think about how that looks on a graph. As we look at the difference between y equals 4 times 2 to the x and y equals 2x plus 4. Take those two tables and graph those tables. Graph those tables. And compare them. I want you to see the difference, okay? And then I want you to synthesize, okay? How are linear and exponential in general similar and different? Okay, talk about different things. Talk about graphs, equations, talk about tables. You know, how are they similar and different? All right, thank you and have a great evening.